So welcome to DOREEN'S African Experiences this bright afternoon. So I was going through some of my content, and then I realized I have a lot of processes that I've actually experienced and gone through that I didn't document. So I'm going to go back in time, not entirely, but I'm going to use current information to shed a little light on some things. I'm going to pass on some knowledge that could be helpful to somebody, you know, information that you could use, because every day somebody's doing something like this somewhere and they will definitely like this information. Mwagalachi. Natasha wants to be in the video. Come. Sorry. Oh, your bum showed. No panty. Don't pee on me. So this is Natasha. She loves the camera. Okay, we're gonna talk about what you need, everything you need about constructing a pit latrine. If you're living in Africa and you have been in Africa, you've seen pit toilets or pit latrines on the outside, you know. I have a few images to elaborate what this looks like, what the whole process looks like, so you're gonna be able to see some of them. And well, you're heavy. What happened to you here? Oh my goodness, what happened to you? Sorry, I think she scratched herself. It's a little bit tiny blood. Don't scratch, I think it's itching. No, not in the video. I can't have more than 2 people in the video. Okay. All the kids want to be in the video. I can only have 1 kid at a time. They're going to distract me because this is a numbers game right here. Now we're doing a numbers game, and I'm going to show you a lot of things. Whatever information I'm giving you, you definitely need it. So I'm going to start with how to know that the type of soil is actually good for you to dig a pit latrine. First and foremost, you need to consider these things. I've seen people digging pit latrines that's leading directly to water. That's wrong. That's very wrong. Remember, people are actually consuming this water through boreholes. These streams are running far and wide, and for you to dig a pit latrine that's leading directly to water, a stream under the ground where you don't know how far it's going, where it's going. This is one of the reasons why I've never wanted to extract water from down like that before, because most people are doing this. Remember, pit latrines have a period of time they can exist for. They get filled up, and when they get filled up, you have to spend a similar amount of money. Yes, a similar amount of money to do the same process again. So most people don't want to incur that, so they're digging pits that's leading to water streams in the ground. And that's wrong. You know, that's why anyone that's drinking water, you have to boil your water first. I'm serious, because you don't know what's going on under the ground. You know, you have a water stream, you have a tap, you have anything. Because even some of these water companies are extracting their water from the ground. It's cheap, and we have lots of water below the ground, you know. So please, before you go extracting, yeah, make sure you understand how far the water in that area is. Don't hit the water streams and don't get too close to them. The recommended meters are usually 45 to 50 maximum, but there are people that's going above that. You know, those are standard heights. So anything less is okay. You can have 10 feet, sorry, oh my god, I said 45 meters, no. 45 feet to 50 feet, you know. So this particular toilet that I dug up, I did 20 feet. Now, especially if you're not a big family, there is no reason for you to go all the way doing what? 40 feet? For what? You know, even 10 feet is okay. Especially if you have a what? A septic tank situation. If you have a septic tank situation, you don't need your pit to be so deep, because you already have 2 types of toilets in your home. So one doesn't have to be that deep. You know, and considering that most of the times you're using the one inside the house, which leads to the septic tank, you know. So basically the depth should not exceed 40 to 50 feet. Yes. And when you're digging in an area, make sure it's not waterlogged, like there is no water, it's not soft. Why? Because during the extraction process, hi Tasha, during the extraction process, this thing can collapse on these people while they're extracting. If the soil is too soft, it will collapse on them. I've seen people die while extracting. You don't want to have people victimized by your recklessness. So please identify the soil. And also make sure it doesn't have too many stones, because that way it's going to cost you a lot more. You know how the regular prices, depending on your location, people will charge you 10,000 shillings per foot, per 1 foot. Yes. So 20 feet is like what? 200,000 shillings if they're charging you 10,000 per foot. But these days people have, prices have gone up. Some people are even charging 20,000. You know? 20,000, and this is not a job that has so many people doing it, so sometimes you may have no choice but to pay the money. So you have to study your market quite nicely, your location quite nicely, or you can bring up people that can do it cheaply. It depends on you. But the regular price is 15,000. 15,000 is usually like, that's a lot, but that's normal. That's a normal price. So every foot, 15,000 shillings, and that would be about 300,000 shillings per 20 feet. So you keep multiplying like that for yourself. I'm not going to give you a total amount of money, but I'm going to give you an independent price for every activity, so that you can sit down and do your own math. Because I could be telling you that every foot is 15,000, and in your place they can even do for you at 8,000 if you talk to people nicely, if you handle them nicely. If you find them in a dry spell, kind of like a financial dry spell, you know. So the price of excavating, how to choose land, things not to do, please don't go making people sick intentionally. That's not nice for the environment and for the people, you know. Now the other thing about the bricks, you know that elf truck, a standard elf truck carries 1,000 bricks. Come on. A standard elf truck carries 1,000 bricks. So 1,000 bricks, yeah, are enough for the construction of a pit latrine. If it has 2 entrances, like 2 holes. 2 holes is usually a standard if you're a small family. At most you can do 3. If you're doing more than 2 holes, then you have to increase the price, the amount of Tasha, that's that. Then you have to increase the price of the number of the bricks, you know. So do the math from that. If you're doing 2 holes, 1,000 bricks is enough from below to up. Even with that front curve, it's enough. The more holes you're doing, so you multiply your double from there. Now, if you're buying soil bricks, yeah, regular price for soil bricks right now is about 200 shillings at most. And someone will sell it to you at 220. Okay, goodbye, Tasha. You want to go? So, 220, oh, holding hands now. Okay. So, 220, yeah, per brick. 220 shillings at most. Like, that is extremely expensive, but that's the most for soil bricks. But the people that will sell to you, yeah, at 200 shillings, and then there's people that will sell to you at 180 shillings. So get that number that I've given you and multiply it by 1,000, depending on where you are. Then when you get that and say, let's say 180 shillings times 1,000, you know, That's 180,000 shillings, you know. 200 times 1,000, that's 200,000 shillings, you know. So that's for the bricks, soil bricks. And then there are people that want to use clay bricks. Clay bricks standard price is 300 shillings. When it has arrived at your place, that's in my location. In some places, the brick can even cost you 350 shillings. But with these pit latrines, you can use soil bricks. They're safe. They're perfectly safe because you're already going to reinforce the floor. So these bricks are just on the top. They're pretty much giving your place housing for you to not be seen while doing your business. You know, it's not like a house whereby they are the soul of the house from in the ground. No, it's not like that. So for the pits, it's different. So you can use soil bricks. Trust me, they're fine. Now, we move on from bricks. Now, you need steel bars. And I'm going to emphasize this. You need steel bars. And trust me, you need steel bars. Because you see that floor? The weight on that floor, you don't want that thing to collapse on you while you're in there doing your business. I think that's what scares most people from pit latrines, because they're scared. What if I fall in? What if the thing falls on me? So that's why you have to give it a good flow. So you need steel bars for a latrine. For a latrine of 2 doors, that's 2 holes. You need at least 4, 5 at most steel bars. Y12s are advisable, not Y10. Don't use Y10. Y10s are okay, but they're not strong enough. So you need minimum Y12, but if you have enough money, you can buy T16s, you know. But Y12, current price for Y12 right now is about 46,000. And some people will even sell it to you at 48,000. You know, that depends. Every business has their own price. That's why for me, I'm not going to give you a complete total price. I'm only going to tell you what you need, how much it costs right now, and then you go to your own place and so that you know what you need, so you find out what its price is from your own place, you know. So you need steel bars, about 4 to 5 steel bars if you're doing two doors. Remember, the more holes you have, the more material you need. Yes, more material for more holes. The smaller the whole project, the less money. So if it's 46,000, multiply that by whatever project you're running. If you need four holes side by side, that's different. Even the size of the hole of the excavating goes, you know, more expensive. So remember that. Now you need some wood. So what I'm giving you is a price project for 2 holes, because that's what I've done mostly. So 2 holes of wood, you need at least 6 pieces, 7, at most 8. You know, you need that extra wood. And there are things when you're buying, you need to plan for at least 1 or 2 extra. Why? Because you don't want to watch my channel, have an exact price, and then reach there, you know, and then you're realizing you need at least 1 more piece of wood or 2 more pieces of wood, you know. So for me, in my case, I used about 7 pieces, but you might need 9 pieces, you know. Put that in mind. But the current price of wood is about 8,500 to 9,000, depending on where you are. Yes, there are people that's even buying them at 10,000. And also remember, the price of wood depends on how long the piece of wood is. Some timber, you know, is longer than other pieces of timber, and even wider. So put that in mind when you're bargaining or buying. If you're buying a piece of wood that's 8,500, 8,000, 9,000, remember that is a standard one. It should be long enough, it should be wide enough. Okay? And buy something from a strong tree. Don't just buy any kind of tree wood that's not strong. You know, ask for some strong wood. So you need some binding wire, you know. Just get the regular one. The whole 1 piece is enough. A piece is still 10,000. Some people sell it at 12,000, the 10,000. You know, this all depends on where you are, where you go, you know. Uganda is like that. Prices differ according to locations, how you talk to people, how you approach people. I'm serious, you know, and how you express yourself. That's how things are sold in this country. Some things have a universal price, but a lot of things, they come down to bargaining. What your bargaining power is how much they will charge you. Going down to transportation, going down to everything, you know. And while I'm telling you these things, keep in mind that there are transport costs. And lately, fuel prices are so high. A journey you were traveling for 3,000, guys are now charging you 6,000, even 5,000, without hesitation. Why? Because the price of fuel has gone up, and you can't blame them. We still need to move, so we have no choice but to pay. Well, until our leaders come and intervene and, you know, find a way to lower the prices of gas. But until then, you have to keep that in mind. So it's very wise for you to pile your needs together at once and then go spend transportation at once. If you're hiring a small truck, make sure you're doing it once. Saying, let me go buy this. Instead of you buying wood, binding wire, you're sending a border guy to go buy for you the steel bars. Trust me, the transport is going to add up and it's going to give you a headache. The most expensive part of this country is transportation. Whether you believe it or not, it is transportation. Yes, and yet it's actually the most risky form of investment. There is money, but it's highly risky, because I just read last week, in 1 week we had over what? Were there 160 people? No, there were more than that. 180 people died on road accidents. It's not a bad PR for the country, but I'm just saying, you have to watch your back. You have to look out, take care of yourself, you know. Now, we're proceeding with the needs. So you need about 7 bags of cement, maybe 8. When you're looking at things like cement, always have money on the side for at least 2 extra bags. Why? It has to build and it has to plaster. But if you don't have enough to plaster, just build. If you're just building, 5 bags is enough. 4 or 5 bags is enough, you know. And remember, you have to pour that concrete, you know, that concrete slab on your floor, on your toilet floor, on the head. Sand, you need lake sand and plaster sand. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Nyabo, you're hurting her, or your man ogenda mulumye bigere. Don't do that. So, I was saying, lake sand, plaster sand. 1 elf truck of lake sand, 1 elf truck of plaster sand. Okay? That's enough. It'll be enough for you to build, plaster, and do everything. Even aggregate stones, those small stones for pouring the concrete on top of the what? The toilet slab. You need 1 elf truck. Even those that won't get done, all of them. You know, but you can't buy half a truck. You can, but it's still almost the same amount of money. And if you're doing this and you're building ahead, you have construction going on ahead, you know, it means you'd rather do it once. Okay? Buy the truck, leave it there. The others will do something for you. Okay? So, iron sheets. Now, it depends. Most people are not willing to go fancy with iron sheets, but the current price for iron sheets, roofing, the white ones, the regular ones, I think they're about 38,000 now, if your bargaining power is good. If your bargaining power is not good, wow. If your bargaining power is not good, I know there is a lot of activity in this place. Detail. If your bargaining power is not good for the iron sheets, you know, of course it will cost you more. And this is just for those regular iron sheets, yeah? Bachwale bazanyireri, yeah? Nyabo, iwe. Bachwale bazanyireri. Mugende muzanyireri. I'm sorry, I'm highly distracted, but I hope you're picking sense out of this video, okay? So if the iron sheet is 38,000, some people will even sell it to you at 43,000 right now. And that's the white one, those really, really bright ones. You need 4 for a toilet like this, 3, 4, you know? I said I'm giving you an estimation for a toilet that has 2 holes. Yes, 2 holes. Usually you put an extension of a shower, but you don't roof that. You don't roof that, you know. Then you need wire mesh. Now, when you're making your flat cover on the hole of the toilet, I'll show you the arrangement. You know, you put your wire mesh, you put your DPC. Oh, as for DPC, you need about 4 meters, 3 to 4 meters. Yeah, 3 to 4 meters. So you put your wood first, align it well. Yeah, and then you put your DPC. Okay, and then you put your wire mesh, then you put your steel bars, and then use the binding wire to hold the wire mesh and the DPC together to lock them. Yeah, they have to lock them together. So each meter of a DPC, yeah, is about 3,300. If someone is too expensive, maybe 3,500, even 3,000 you can get, you know. Like I said, your bargaining power, your knowledge of these people that are selling, how often have you been buying from them? Are you a client? Are you an old client, new client? These things matter when you're making purchases in this country. You need some nails, yeah. I think 3 inches is good, you know, because they have to make a cable around with that wood. They have to nail it side by side on, you know. So you need nails, 3 inches, depending on what your person will want, but they won't need more than 2 kilograms, 3 kilograms. You know, a kilogram is going for about, what, 6,000 now? You know, 6,000 shillings. So everything I'm telling you, every price I'm telling you right now is like a current price. I don't remember telling you the price of cement, but right now, depending on which brand you're using, prices are different. Cement right now is going for about 36,000, 38,000 at most. Even location matters, because if someone has incurred a lot of transport to bring for you cement in your village, you're not going to expect them to sell it at the same price as a person who is next to a factory, who is next to an outlet. So there's some people down in this country that's buying a bag at 40,000, 42,000. Yes, if you're way too far, and the brand of cement you're using is being transported from a different location completely far, trust me, they are paying it. And they have no choice. Like I said, transportation will cost us. It's making everything expensive, it's making everything hectic. You know? It was until now that I understood, you know, the gravity, you know, the energy, the kind of power transportation held, you know. And if you look down during construction, the most money that's going out that you can't even barely contain is in transportation. Because you could be amidst construction, you have to pay these guys a daily rate, you know, and then the cement gets done. You have to call your border guy or your truck guy, say, please bring me some bags of cement. So all these people are making a living in the whole process. They're earning this. So you need doors. Now with doors, it varies. Even doors have gauges. The doors that I have on there, well, that I used at the time, I was able to bargain down because I made a good offer to the guy in the future. And I later did keep my promise. I gave him a job to make the what? The burglar bars, you know? So you have to use things like this to your advantage. If you have a future job, if you know, you have to make these promises, but please keep them to these people. Because they'll lower a certain price for you to be able to stay as a client to them. So try to be loyal to people, especially when they've done nice things for you, when they've been there for you. Loyalty is something that's rare these days. People don't care anymore. No, people are not loyal no more. They are not. They don't care what. Actually, they don't understand it. They don't understand that certain things are rare in this life, you know. So when you go and lie to somebody about lowering a price for you on a product that you will be their client, and you don't keep your word on that, there's a way some things just come back and haunt you just a little bit. Anyway, the doors cost about at the time, because steel was not that expensive, a lot of things were not that expensive, they cost about, I think, $200 each. But I remember paying a little bit more for one of the doors. I needed those steel doors at the time because we were using the toilet, one of the toilets as storage. So there was a lot of things in there. So we needed the security, extended security on the doors. You need some roofing timber, 3x2s. Yes, 3x2s. You need maybe 4 or 5 pieces. You need some roofing nails, maybe 1 kilogram. You need a vent pipe, that pipe at the back that passes out the air, that it keeps the whole place aerating. You need that, you know. In each meter, I think each meter, they sell it in meters. Each meter, I think, is about 4,500 now, 5,000, around there. And then you need that cover, the cap on the top of the pipe, you know. I think I've exhausted most of the things that you need. So it's up to you at this point to sit down, because now I've told you the materials you need. When it comes to construction labor, it's negotiable, you know. But a toilet that small should, and I'm serious, because at the time I was new in the game, so I was taken advantage of. But it should not take 2 builders, 1 helper, more than 2 days building that. At most 3 days. It shouldn't, you know. The standard fee is 25,000 per mason. But because it's such a rush, it's a quick job. There is a lot to do. You probably pay them 30,000 per day, so that at least they can, you know, they're satisfied. It's up to you to choose if you're feeding them or not. You know, plastering shouldn't cost you more than 100,000 for both of them. Roofing, the roofer shouldn't cost you more than 50,000 to roof that, because those are just for iron sheets to read, you know. You understand? Even 30,000, they should be able to roof that for you, you know. Basically, yeah, there isn't much to that. There isn't much left that I didn't talk about. I talked about the wire mesh is 45,000 to 48,000, and so there is even some for 30,000 to 35, but you need to get something that's thick enough, you know. Yes, and there is even some for 60,000. So it's really up to your pocket, but I think a regular one, mediocre, is okay. You know, don't get something light like a chicken coop wire mesh, please. You want to fall in that hole so bad, you'll go cheap on your own life. Good for you. Painting is really up to you. But for me, I would rather when you build something like that, you paint after. If you're going to build a house, you wait and paint at once. You know, even plastering, you can wait and do everything at once. That could even be a bonus job for you guys, through you. You know, it depends on how you feel. You know, if you don't want to see clay bricks or soil bricks or lava, and you're using different type of bricks, you plaster it up, make it look neat. You know, you can get facer boards if you like. You know, it depends on you, but these are just now with beautifying. When it comes to beautifying, it's up to you. It's up to how you feel. It's up to what you want, you know. So I'm going to give you a couple photos about the toilet, you know, up to where it is now. And then I hope you've learned something, you know. This is all the knowledge I have. Me, I will not give you a total price because I know very well in this country, everything runs differently, you know. For you, you could build your toilet door and someone is willing to make for you a door at 150,000. And even that's a good door. You know, it's just a toilet. No one is going to steal anything from it, you know, as long as it can look. It's just a toilet. It's a pit latrine, you know. Some people are even going to use wooden doors. It's up to you. So however you can cut costs to better you, as long as you don't cut costs on that flat slab, please don't cut costs on that, because you will collapse and fall 20 feet below. That's actually deeper than it's deeper than a grave. You imagine the horror of digging you out of shit. I mean, I've imagined it. I don't want that to happen to anybody though, but it's something that I think about every time I'm going to a pit. I'm like, what if I fall in? Especially if I didn't build it, you know, because people are crazy. They'll be doing work jobs, you know, cutting corners on some shit that they shouldn't be cutting corners on. This is humanity, it's your life. So me, I'm very, very careful going to pits. Yeah, I'm very careful. It's like that image of sitting in a toilet in a house and you feel like a snake is gonna come under you and bite you. It's also something that goes through my mind. I'm pretty much scared of toilets. I mean, not scared of them, but maybe my imagination goes wild on me. But yeah, let's go. I think it's going to rain and I have bricks outside. I need to go and hopefully get them out and shit. That's it. Sorry, at the time when this was done, well, I didn't think I was gonna make the content for it, but at least I took some pictures. Now, to dig up, they use a pulley system to pull out that soil from the ground. As you can see, everything you see, I've already explained. You can see the steel bars, you can see everything done, you know. You can see the process. I think recently you can see how the toilet looks. Alright, thanks for watching. Please, kindly, I beg of you, subscribe, like and share. Let's get this channel monetized. We're in Africa, I'm not gonna lie. I love to share knowledge, but I would also love to make money off my knowledge, you know. This is stuff that I've had to teach myself. I've had to learn as I grow, you know. So it has taken me lots of time, lots of effort to even learn these things that I know. And believe me, I know what I know, not because somebody did me the mercy of letting me know them. No, because I empowered myself, you know. I've heard people say, I made you. You didn't make nobody. Nobody makes anybody. Do you know why? You see, people will give you a helping hand to get where you're going, but people don't make you. Unless somebody comes into your life and practically does something for you, you know. For example, somebody comes to you and reads your books for you, sits your tests for you, and passes them for you. Now, that person made you, you know. You come into my life, you let's say build this house for me, you know. Yeah, you did actually do that for me, you know. But if I went and did everything on my own, I know so many people that read books, get inspired, but don't do shit about it. They don't get up. They don't get up to empower themselves to learn, you know. So I wake up, I get up, I empowered myself on my own. Yes, I want to make that very clear. You know, I know kids whose parents made them big money. Parents passed on, left them big money, and they wasted it. And now they have nothing. So dear, you made yourself who you are, what you are. Everything you are is because of you. If you haven't amounted to anything, that's what you made yourself. If you have amounted to something, that's what you did for yourself. So, don't let nobody come into your life and say they made you, they did this, they done that. No, dear. Nobody done nothing. You got off your ass, went and put in the work. So, let's get me subscribed, please. Let's subscribe, like, and share. Let's share the love. Let's keep sharing the love, you know.